hydrological apex or a tricontinental divide. Now, both of those terms are just really, really smart ways of saying that that glacier actually feeds 3 different oceans. Now, does anyone want to guess which oceans Dome Glacier feeds? Okay, don't all say it at once, okay? Nobody wants to guess? I'll give you a hint, okay? It's the 3 oceans which border Canada. Now, if none of you say anything, I'll just shut up, or not shut up, I will just tell you. Anyone?
Pacific?
Pacific? What else? Atlantic? And Arctic. You got it, guys. I get a lot of people that say the Gulf of Mexico, so I'm happy this is not a dumb crew. I'm kidding. If you thought Gulf of Mexico, I don't know what to tell you. That's a gulf, not an ocean. But anyway, so those are the 3 oceans. So on the west side, it actually feeds into the Columbia River and the Fraser River before going all the way to the Pacific Ocean down in America. And it feeds 14 hydro dams on its way up, which provide electricity as far down as Los Angeles. So if you've ever seen a movie on Netflix, the electricity used to film that movie may have been used by the rivers coming from Dome Glacier. Now, on the east side, it feeds into the Saskatchewan River, go Rough Riders, and it actually goes from Alberta all the way to Manitoba, irrigating all of our crops here. Do we have Manitobans on board?
Yeah!
What? Even my last tour. I don't like that. Go Rough Riders. Anyways, so it goes all the way to Manitoba where it reaches the Hudson Bay, the Saskatchewan River, and from there it goes to the Atlantic Ocean. And right on our left here, this is the north side of Dome Glacier. You see this little river, the Sinwapta River? In about a month's time, the water you're looking at right now is going to find itself in the Arctic Ocean. It's going to go through the Great Slave Lake and the Mackenzie River, the largest river in all of Canada. But it wasn't always the case, actually. In fact, where we're driving right now used to be a lake bed, because the Sinwapta River was actually dammed for a few thousand years. About 10,000 years ago, there was a rock slide which occurred in this very valley. Spooky. No, so this rock slide was actually not on the base of the mountain to our right. This is Mount Wilcox, and this is where the skywalk is actually going to be, on the base of the mountain on the right. But if you look to the left side, you'll see this mountain, which is Mount Kitchener. And as I round this corner, look out the left, and you'll actually see the rock slide, the remnants of it. So you see that pile of dirt and rubble? That happened about 10,000 years ago. And the trees that you see growing all the way across, crossing the valley, are actually growing on the rock slide. It completely dammed up the valley. So we know that we're no longer in a lake right now. Sinwapta River had adequate time to cut through that rock slide, because obviously we are not in a submarine, we are in a bus. So we reckon that it was closer to 10,000 years ago, but the rocks that they've examined come from anywhere from 10,000 years ago to 1,000 years ago. It's really hard to date a rock slide. So we assume it was closer to 10,000 years ago, just based on the fact that the river had a chance to cut through it. Now, and since the river cut through it, if you're actually on the skywalk and you look down at the Sinwapta River, because you guys are actually going to be right above it, look at the valley formation it's in, and you'll notice that the valley formed by that river is in a V formation. Now, a little fun fact, if you ever want to know how a valley was formed, if it's in a V formation, that means that a river cut through it, and if it's in a U formation, that means a glacier cut through it. So on the way back, take a look at Athabasca Glacier, Dome Glacier. Notice that all their valleys are in a very wide U formation, whereas rivers are usually in a very, very slim V formation. Now we're just coming up to the skywalk right now. Don't worry about the fogginess. We are just at that elevation that clouds are going to be passing by, and it's actually quite beautiful to be up here. Especially if you're afraid of heights, this is a blessing in disguise, but I'm sorry to say that these clouds probably won't last very long. Now, who here is afraid of heights? Smart people don't want to admit it. Okay. Well, then I guess you guys don't mind me telling you the elevation of the skywalk you're about to go on, which is about 280 meters above the valley below. That is 280. That is almost the size of the Eiffel Tower. So if any of you are afraid of heights, just know that all you have to do to get over your fear today is once you get to the glass floor, which dangles about 280 meters above the valley below, look across the valley at that mountain I was telling you about, Mount Kitchener, where the rock slide was. There's a very beautiful peak, which you can see on your left right now. You see that peak, that triangular peak cutting through the clouds? Yeah. That's the peak of Mount Kitchener. Focus on that peak and get halfway through the skywalk and then look down, because by that point you'll have nowhere to run. It's a very good way of getting over your fear.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, you guys ready to see the coolest U-turn ever? If I don't nail this, we're going 280 meters off the cliff. So let's hope I nail it, right?
Yeah.
It's okay, I'm a pro, guys. I'm actually the best driver ever, and I don't have an ego. Hi, Ariel. Everyone wave at Ariel's bus. The second best driver ever. Oh, someone just did an actual U-turn and is now facing the wrong way on the highway. Don't be like this guy, people. This guy doesn't know what it means. Buses only, and no left or no right turn. Now you guys have as much time as you want to be on the skywalk. We have buses running every 15 minutes, so just make the most of your time and enjoy it, folks. Now that means that you may not have me as a driver. I know, really sad. You guys got an upgrade and you might just downgrade to